Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode here on Dangerous African Confessions HD. In this episode, we have a story from our brother who is a pastor. He shares with us his life journey, the pain, anguish, and suffering that he has been through. In this very story, our brother tells us how and what his wife has taken him through in the course of their marriage as pastor and wife. He talks about the kind of life and treatment the wife gave him after he introduced a scheme that brought about financial freedom to the people in his church, and put the wife in charge as a business coach in the church. Without wasting much of your time, let us go and listen to what we have for today. Don't forget to please subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload.
Hello brother, I really hope you and your people are doing well in the name of our Lord Jesus. I really do not take it lightly to share this painful experience of my life with you and your listeners. But I know with this, if someone listens and is a pastor or any married man will be so much careful and really get to know about the person they are with as wife. You see, as a servant of God, or a man who is about to get married, your maker talks to you about the partner you want to choose. Either she is the perfect partner for you or someone you should not go ahead with her. That is exactly what happened to me. I won't lie to you brother, I had a clear vision about my wife when we were still in talking stage about marriage. The warnings and the sign in my visions all pointed to the fact that I was not supposed to go ahead with her. But then, even as a pastor, I allowed my flesh to control the spirit. My mother on the other hand also told me straight to my face that she does not like this lady when I introduced her to my mother. My mother is someone who is not like I don't like this person and those kinds of things. But on this day, she told me straight in my face about her not liking this lady. I looked at her beauty and I couldn't let her go. And also other friends who are pastors were also encouraging me to marry her because of how beautiful she is. So it all happened when I met this lady, who later became my wife. Honestly, this lady was really beautiful and was shining amongst the people she was with. I couldn't help but gathered courage and approached her. We talked for a while and she told me her name and gave me her contact. We started talking and I realized that the vibe and everything was perfect. Because, you know that when someone is good at communication, you always want to talk to them. So, I invited her for dinner one evening. We talked a lot, getting to know ourselves better. This was even when I asked the kind of work she does. She told me she was into human hair business. She imports them and distributes to boutiques, and also she has one shop that she sells some of the hair there. I also told her that I was a pastor and she told me about pastors who have deceived her in numerous ways. But she said that I sounded genuine and different. And that is the only reason she gave me the chance till the time we were talking. So, this made me realize that, since my fellow pastors, as she said, have not been fair with her, I needed to treat her with all the respect and compassion that she deserves. This later developed into something more than just respecting her. I developed a feeling of love for her, and that she is the genesis of our relationship that led to marriage. So, when we were certain that we were going to give ourselves the chance to see how far things would go for us, I introduced her to my mother. I had called her earlier that I would be visiting her in a company of someone. When we were at my mother's place, I introduced her to my mother as the woman I wanted to settle down with when God gives way. After everything and I was about to leave, my mother called me into her room and questioned me where I met the lady. I told her, and that was when she told me that she does not like the lady and wouldn't advise me to go ahead with her. She said, "If only you will hear me, do this for me. Don't do it for yourself, but for me." I laughed and told her that we would talk more about it later because I didn't want the lady to think bad. She agreed and we did return. I will tell you something brother, I should have listened to my mother. What has happened to me pains me seriously. Inasmuch as what she has done hurts me, I am more hurt because my mother saw everything clearly and I warned me. But I didn't listen to her wise words. We returned and went on with our lives. My mother kept on asking me if I was still with the lady. It got to a time that she said that she wouldn't talk about it again. And if she is the one I said I want, she will not stand in my way, but I should remember that she will be there when it all happens. You know how our African mothers do talk when they are really passionate about the issue. That is the exact way my mother talked about this issue the last time. It was about 1 month to our wedding when I had a vision, and in the vision, this old man that I saw in my vision was talking to me. And in that conversation, the man told me that I should listen to my mother. I asked the man what exactly was I to listen to. He told me just to listen whatever my mother would tell me, because what she sees is beyond what I think I see. The next day, I thought about the whole vision and I couldn't fathom what it meant. The issue of me marrying my wife never crossed my mind that could be what this old man was telling me. The next dream I had was, in my dream, I had gone to my mother's house. I was begging her for her forgiveness. She told me in the dream that I have never disobeyed her, but for this one reason I have. I woke up from my sleep all confused. So that very day, I went to my mother's house and I asked her to forgive me for anything I have done wrong against her. She looked at me confused. She said I have not done anything wrong to her. This is what my mother said to me. This is your life to live. I am only here to guide you, and I cannot force you to do anything that your spirit doesn't want to do. But then I just hope when you make a mistake without listening, it wouldn't be something that is not reparable. She said that the only time she is against my decision is the decision to marry my wife. But then, she will pray for me so that everything will be well with me. I knelt down and she prayed for me. We got married and everything seemed normal and going as I wanted things to be. You see, I could have married from the church, but my reason for going out of the church was that I didn't want to bring any confusion amongst the members. Because as a pastor, there were many stories about my fellow pastors who lost members due to the fact that they married one lady or the other from their church. And because of jealousy, people started leaving the church. I didn't want my marriage to cause anyone to leave the house of the Lord. Church was going on well and the good Lord was manifesting himself through me greatly. My wife on the other side, because of her business skills, I created a program for her to handle. This whole thing was to empower the youth in the church. So once every month on a Sunday, she would teach the congregation about business skills and how to grow your business from start. And after some time, I saw that people had started coming to her and even sometimes myself to ask for help in deciding on some business ideas and those business plans. I would always direct them to her since she was in charge of that. I didn't want to say something that would contradict certain ideas that she had, and later cause problems for whoever will come to me. So, she became more like business coach in the church. I got to know that the youth had started participating in the church activities. Especially when it's her time to minister or teach them, the church will be filled. I was very happy for her and also proud of myself for being able to have such a lady to also help push the kingdom forward with her knowledge. She always seemed passionate about helping the members when it came to business ideas and plans. So, I brought a plan to also help the members after they have attained the knowledge. The plan was that, even though I don't have money as someone who can do what I wanted to do, I did have some people who were sponsoring my ministry. I had a meeting with them and told them of my ideas. They were all on board because they said it was a brilliant idea. They gave me a seed money to start that project. So, what I did was that, I took half of that seed money and deposited it in a new account that I opened in the name of that project. And opened another account in the name of my sponsors and deposited that half of the seed money into it. The reason why I did that was, I wanted to see how far that half that I will be giving out to them will go. So, I told my wife what was going to happen. And I told her to ask the members who wanted to start their own business to bring their business plan and proposal so that we can help them start the business. When we look at the nature of the business that you want to start, that will inform us the amount to give you. And then give you time frame that you have to bring the money, so that we can also give it to a different person. We did that for about 3 years and we started raising businessmen and women in the church. And this in the long run benefited the church. Because, if you looked at the monies that were being brought to the house of the Lord as compared to the ones that were coming in after what we did, the difference was huge. So, my brothers and sisters, if you are a pastor or even a leader in any organization or group, try and bring something like this into your group or church, and see the impact that will have on the members. It is not always right to be asking for money from the people after preaching the word to them. Let them feel the need to give when they have been helped by the church to stand on their feet. If you do this for your members, they will not wait for you to come and tell them to give, for God will bless them before they will give. It will become a natural thing among them to do so. Because the source of their success is from the church, and they will have no reason not to give to their helper, in this case the church. That is how we help build the kingdom. I did that in my church, and I am a witness to how it helped the members and also affected the church in a massive way. I have 2 people who I always will count on them to do my errands for me. Without them, I wouldn't allow anyone to do anything for me. I don't really know why, but I have come to trust their judgment and the service they were giving to me and the church. My wife too had a lady who attended to all her stuffs. We had that structured out so that, at every given time, we knew what we were doing. I was there when my wife told me one evening that she wanted one of my aides to be helping her in her errands. I asked about her own, and she said sometimes she needs a man or a male to be doing some rounds for her. And she has come to know how loyal my aides are. That is why she wants one of them to be doing her rounds for her when she needs him. It wasn't anything bad, so I asked her to pick one of them to be doing that for her. One thing I did for the people who render services in the church is that we bought 2 small vans and 1 big bus for the church. And because none of them live at the premises, early in the morning, the vans will go and pick the instrumentalists to church, so that they wouldn't be using their salaries that we give them at the church for transportation. The other one was also picking the other service people like the ushers and the rest to also come to church early in the morning. The big bus is what the church travels in when we are going for some programs. My wife started going to the harbor with my aide to clear her goods when they come. And I never felt anything wrong about their movement. Until one day, the lead singer in the church approached me in my office. He said he wanted to have a father and son conversation, where the son can be totally honest with the father, regardless of what the issue is all about. And he then asked me to promise him that I will not fire him from the church when he tells me what he wants to. I promised him that nothing of that sort will happen. He told me that he loves me and can't hold on to such an important information. His issue was that I should be very vigilant about my wife and some of her activities with some of the guys in the church. I was about getting angry when he said, "I knew you will be angry when you hear this from me. That is the reason why some of us fear to come and tell you the truth. But I feel I cannot hold on to it anymore."
Don't forget to please subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. The continuation will be uploaded 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time today. Don't forget to please check on the continuation to know what happened. Thank you. Like I always say, these are not just stories for story's sake. They are meant for us not to make these mistakes our brothers and sisters are making. That's why we share these stories with you. Sometimes some of these stories comes in as a shock to us. Because I am wondering why and how as a married woman you will start to do such things at the back of your husband. And not just any man, knowing that your husband is a pastor who leads a congregation. And it is among those members that you want to try your evil schemes on. I know our followers and listeners will also share their thoughts and comments, but we should know that, if as a pastor you can't understand what it means to not listen to the words that are being said by your mother, then at that moment, there is something wrong. I am not saying we should listen to everything our parents or mothers will say, but judging from what he tells is, his mother is someone who is cool, calm and knows what she is about. He should have given his mother objections a second thought and possibly even stop going ahead with the marriage. I pray that we learn from some of these stories and live a better life. If not for anything at all, it pays to live a decent and better life. Stay blessed and be safe. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thought with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share.